Shalom, shalom, Yashala. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Love ones, the apostles of great millstone who rule well. Special salutations to the hope for your leg. By Yavdawadah, the house of David, and to the confusion that faces scattered across the four corners of the globe. Mr. Brother Rob Shapat from the Shepherds of Berea. Shalom to the priests and elders from the Shepherds of Berea as well. Just a quick little video, man, just coming from the gym. And some videos I've been watching about this big controversy that's been going on in the media with, Kanye and Kyrie. And we all know all things work for the good of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because at the end of the day, what you see what's going on right now is the Lord is opening up the gate for the 1/3 that have not heard the word, or maybe they are on those platforms from them individuals, to what? See what's going on and then consider, and then be led through the Holy Spirit to hear this truth, hear the real truth, the sincere truth. And because at the end of the day, this truth is only for the elect, in the 1/3, right? Kanye could talk about being Israel, 12 tribes of Judah, all he wanted, but Kanye has to be reborn again. Them brothers is not reborn again. All right, Kyrie Irving, right? He has to be reborn again. He's not reborn again, right? So these are all things that them brothers is gonna have to do in order to really receive the truth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And why do I say they got to be reborn again? First of all, been sold out. Whether he's a puppet right now, in order for them to push him on a platform, because Esau is a very strategic demonic man. So he'll put a pawn out there, he'll put out there, which is something to consider, which we don't know. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua knows, but being spiritual and not being ignorant to Satan's devices, you put him out there, make an example out of him, so anybody else on a high platform as him could fear and be like, whoa, this is a man that was a billionaire with fiat currency, a billionaire, and because of his words, this is what we did. We took away everything. We took away his money. We took away a lot of his businesses, because we're trying to show you that we are the ones that are in power, and this is what we're do to you if you think you're going to speak up against us. That could be one reason, or maybe Kanye is trying to make good for him selling out with these damn devils, right? But you still got to be reborn again and come through the true spirit and power of Ba'ashem Yahushua. Same thing for Kyrie. If you go on his page, he's pushing Elohim, Yahweh, a whole bunch of names, a whole bunch of bug out names. And even that documentary that they showed, cool. At the end of the day, this truth is not about gathering a bunch of black people and Hispanics and just claiming to be Israel. This truth is not about that. It's about getting the elect. That's who's going to get it. 2/3 of Israel are going to die in that fire. 2/3. So it's not about getting a big embodied of people that talk with their mouth. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. In fact, let me get the scripture. Let me get a precept. This is Matthew 15:8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouths, and honoring me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Right? You can claim to be an Israelite all you want. You can claim to know your heritage all you want. But are you sincerely in this truth? Are you sincerely repentant? Are you sincerely gave up those idols that you've been attached to? Right? Let me get one more precept. This is John 3:1. There was a man, a Pharisee named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that art a teacher come from the Most High, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except the Most High be with thee. Now Nicodemus, he was a doctor in the law, and this is what Yahushua told him. Verse 3. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Yahushua is who the world ignorantly called Jesus. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. And this is a man that actually identifies being a Jew. It says that he's a ruler of the Jews. This is a man that's living and claiming and practices the heritage, his natural born heritage of being a Jew. And he was told to have to be born again. So them dudes on that platform they waking up. No, them brothers got to be reborn again, man. Verse 4, Nicodemus saith unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? So Nicodemus couldn't, that went over his head. How? I'm going to jump into my mother's womb and come back out. Like, this is hard. Tell us plainly. Like, verse 5. Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. And through the spirit of Yahweh, I believe and have faith that spirit that Yahweh was talking about, it started coming through the apostles of Great Millstone. Starting with elder priest Abba Bivens, and from their elders and through them, right? The teachings of the apostles, which there are sincere brothers and sincere camps out there that have came under that same teaching of being reborn, right? Verse 6, that which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. So you got to renew your mind, renew your spirit when you come into this truth, right? It's not about just grabbing up knowledge and bragging about, I know Yahweh, and because if you watch that documentary, Hebrews to Negroes, there's a lot of bugged out shit in there. And I'm a man in the Lord that identifies with the children of Israel through faith, and it's about faith-based. It's not about DNA and, I calculated my DNA and I went to the Arubu tribe and the Zuku Bulu Bulu and Nugu tribe. No, bro. First of all, you're going to throw Jake off because Jake can't even stay focused for 3 seconds. You got to give him milk and nurture him, right? What would have been righteous is, in that documentary, put the Genesis breakdown in there. Let the people see how the world was actually created. Let Israel see how the world was actually created, which the Genesis breakdown itself is meat. You over here talking about the Hulu, Bulu, and then going into all these different nations, and then, bro, stop it. But we understand that the Lord is the one using this as a bait, because the 1/3 going to see it, and then when they see it, they're going to be like, wow. And they're going to lead them to the truth, because that's how the spirit of Yahweh shall work. There's plenty of brothers that's in the truth now. They started out watching bugged out camps, but then it led them through to the apostles of Great Millstone. Verse 7. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again. Verse 8. The wind bloweth where it listeneth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. But so is everyone that is born of the Spirit. Like the Lord said, basically the wind. You hear the wind, it's blowing. You don't know where it's coming, you don't know where it's going, but you know you hear it and you know you feel it. That's the same way when a new body, when a new spirit, the man of the Lord is born again. It just happens. The steps of how it's happening, the Lord is the one that controls that. Our job is to go out there, plant the seed. Our God is go out there, preach the word. Preach unto everyone. Even unto these nations we're going to preach, because we were scattered among the nations. And then we also got to tell the natural born Gentiles, all right? Amalek, Esau, Edom, Ishmael, Elam. We got to tell them who they are and their future judgments. See, these the guys out there, they're not really built to push this word. They see us and they get motivated, but a lot of them tuck their tail. Here you go. Kyrie Irving said a numerous amount of, apologies, but they still want. I want you to say sorry. I want you to say sorry, slave. I gave you all of this money. You can't be like those other ones. That's why Yahweh Shah said it's very hard for a rich man into the kingdom of heaven. Because what he should have did was like, hey, it is what it is. Take the money. You know? Verse 9, Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Verse 10, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? The Lord said he was master in Israel, and he didn't even understand that concept. All right? How much more these other barbershop talking Israelites that like to mention, yeah, I believe in it, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but they don't really live it. 11, verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. Verse 12, if I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you heavenly things? Verse 13, and no man have ascended up to heaven, but he that cometh down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. All right, hey, basically that was it on that scripture. But just to make you understand that, you know, them guys, they don't get it caught up. Like them guys is being used as pawns by the Most High to wake up the surrounding elect around them. All right, now you know why? Because there's gonna be no what's that scripture? There's gonna be no cloak. It's John 15 and 20. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his master. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. They persecuted Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So what you expect? You're going to get smoke for talking about the truth. You're going to get smoke for pointing out the wickedness in this world. Them guys is not built to kick that smoke, man. That's why they apologizing. You know? And that's why you got all the surrounding coons around them like Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, you know, Shannon, you know, all defending these Amalekites. The reddish community, the community. And red media, they defending them. But we know that persecution is coming for us. So this is just smoke and mirrors in order to set the bar on who can speak, who can say this, who can't say that, because they're going to police what they're going to say is disinformation. That's what they plan to do, which we know that's going to cause the famine of the word. Soon you're going to see them running down on brothers in the camp saying we can't be outside, we can't prophesy no more. This is this disinformation. But that ultimately, that's really the Lord putting a famine on the word when that happens. But it says, they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Verse 21, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. Verse 22, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sins. Now it was on one of the biggest platforms in America, the NBA. The Most High so bad to the point where this documentary came out in 2018. The book was written around 2016, I believe. But documentary came out, or maybe the book was written, 2016, roughly around that time. But it's so bad that the Lord, them guys is like being robots with the Most High. The Most High got Esau talking about it so much, which is only going to make the elect be like, oh, why is this such a big problem about a documentary? There's numerous amount of documentaries that's put out. Oh, you know what? Let me check what this is about. You know, you got them literally reading what it says. Oh, the blacks identify with the Hebrew Israelites, and it's like, Even that right there should spark your mind in order to consider when you do walk up around camps to let you know that brothers has really been on the right path. You know? It says, there's gonna be no more cloak for their sins. These guys is out there and by Esau repeating it on his platform, that's him even promoting it as well. But like a numerous amount of talking points, like people said, why are you not coming for the platform itself? Same way you came at Ye. Why are you? Because that's his platform, right? Why are you not coming out the platform? You came at Kanye a certain way. You coming at Kyrie. It shows you the devils that you are. It says, Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Hey, so as you can see, a little technical difficulties. Video stop. Like I was saying, through the Holy Spirit, man, if Kyrie would have posted a documentary of Frank Lucas, when Frank Lucas was bringing numerous amount of drugs into the community, they would not say anything about that. And guess who was helping Frank Lucas do that? Esau. Through what? The U.S. military. Bringing in drugs. 100% pure cocaine into what? America, using the U.S. Army. And that's a fact. That's history. They would not have said anything. Let's go into this article real quick just to bit. Harley Pasternak threatens to institutionalize Kanye West back to zombie land. Right? Because this is what they're going to do. Scare you. Tell you we're going to drug you up. And Kanye had posted this on his page, and they don't care. He know Kanye is good for screenshotting and posting on social media. But look what it says: I'm going to help you. One of my couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving, open conversation, but you don't use cuss words, and everything that we discuss is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet, right? What you think he's talking about? Him identifying with the children of Israel, saying your friend told you that or you saw it on a tweet. He said, second option, I have you institutionalize again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. Now they just trying to make an example, man. So you don't get caught up in this, because why would you first of all, the way Kanye has been showing his actions of posting what has been tweeted, what's been texted to him, he already has shown that he's a liability in that area. So anybody writing something like this, especially Esau, devil ass, he's not gonna write. You're not gonna tweet this man in order for him to retweet it. Like, this is all propaganda. That's how I feel, because that's what Esau does. In order to show the world, look, this is what I'm gonna do to this man. Because you just keep exposing yourself, right? Unless the Lord is just really got you programmed this way, which also could be a chance too. But this is the man right here, and this was a tweet that Kanye wrote also, saying that they make us attack each other, even our brothers who know who we are, who we truly are. Now this man right here, Amari Stoudemire, identifies with an Orthodox Jew. Here he is, a real Jew. Then he want to be a fake reddish. All right, a fake reddish. And you know the red media, they control all this. But what Amari said is former Nets Amari Stoudemire on Kyrie Irving. He said, you made a mistake, so apologize for it. And that's what they want to do, make you apologize, you know. But on his page, he got different people he's been talking to. He's just promoting, you know. He talked about Shaq being a businessman, mainly because Shaq is going to choose the business side of it. Because down here, right here, it says Shaq rips Kyrie Irving over anti-Semitism controversy, calls him an idiot. Now, they're going to use Shaq, Charles Barkley to be Lou Coons and Shannon to do all these things, right? Over here it says, this shows Harley admitting to knowing the truth of our origin, but later dismissing the facts within the same text. So right here, he says, your origins might be reddish, right? That's what we're going to say, reddish, because, you know, they're going to take the video down when you mentioned that. He said, your origins might be reddish, right? Agreeing to it. I see some crazy for that jump friend told you. This is the tweet that, you know, Kanye West shared on his page, you know? And then another thing is we ain't buying up because this is Kyrie's page, right? My tribe. This is what he has pinned. He has this pinned on his Twitter. Both of those are Twitters. Be still, know that I am a scarce name of God. Don't just read this. Affirm it right now. Stay through your heart. I am all the scarce names of God. Your turn. I am. He put the Tetragrammaton. He put Jehovah, Kyrie, Jah, Elohim, and all the names one soul. So he bugged out on this too. You know what I'm saying? The name of the Lord is one. You know, there ain't all these names. So who knows what these guys is up to? Who paid them to do it? And if they are sincere, they both have to repent and be born again. Anyway, by the end of the day, we're not going to focus on these things. We're going to focus on the people that they're touching. And if you're somebody that found yourself looking at a Hebrew Israelite page or camp because of what you've seen on social media, you know, hey, yes, the name of the Lord is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Most High's name is Yahweh, which means He exists, He is to be, and the name of Yahushua, the name of His Son is Yahushua, who the world originally called Jesus, which means He is the deliverer of who? Israel. You so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans that was brought over here by way of cargo slave ships. For us breaking the law, statute, commandments of the Lord kicked Israel ass, basically, you know? And just some quick videos, real quick, of showing you how the Lord is the one that actually promotes everything, man. You know, over here, Kyrie mentioned something I felt that was, you know, he showed some balls.
Switch and save $652. It's okay. There's enough for everyone.
Just how extreme is Herschel Walker? He opposes a woman's right to make her own health decisions.
Specific things in the document that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your rights.
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid?
Oh, there you go.
Figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America. Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So, you know, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class.
Exactly.
And I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return, figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things, because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic, and doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be, looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, and I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I studied. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you can look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from. Like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the
See, but he couldn't take too much smoke. It was just going on and on. Then they're using his own people against them. Like you got dudes like Kendrick Lamar, Bozo. You know, only person I see that stood up for him was J.C. Williams, right? In this right here.
Herschel Walker hasn't disputed accounts of incidents of domestic violence.
Walker pointed a gun to her head.
His ex-wife, Cindy, had a protective order against him.
This is a long pattern of behavior.
He had threatened her with knife.
Get that shit out of here, man.
Day. Dismayed by his repeated failure to, this is a quote, unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, end quote. With Kyrie later issuing an apology for his social media post last week about a book and movie that feature anti-Semitic tropes. Kyrie had refused to apologize during a post-practice media session earlier Thursday, and the Nets subsequently said Kyrie is, quote, currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. Here is some...
So they suspend you for believing in your you know, who you are. And this sounds familiar of what these devils do. Let me get a scripture real quick. This sounds very familiar. I'm going to let it play as a look for the scripture.
of what Kyrie had to say at the presser.
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So, I take my responsibility.
So, that was at practice, not the presser. On an Instagram post late last night, Kyrie wrote, part of what Kyrie wrote, quote, "To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize." Now, I'm Jewish, and to me, unless you want to do a deep dive into the subtleties of his own personal beliefs, including religious and sociological and political feelings, at a certain point you turn the page. To me, when the issue with Kyrie that we're really talking about here is Kyrie. Whatever other point you want to make, if a documentary quotes Adolf Hitler about the Jews as having some kind of wisdom, you should probably understand that's not something you want to amplify, even if there are other parts of it that you like. I think what people really want to know is, don't you understand that's disqualifying? And if people want to go down that path with Kyrie, have at it. To me, once he says what he said and released the statement,
caught up in all of the Kyrie pre-this conversations that he's had or whatever he's gone through with his issues. But it sounds like to me, just from an outsider, that he's apologized like 3 or 4 different times, it feels like.
Exactly.
I mean, it apologized that he hurt people. I'm asking you,
yes, to it's hard about it, how he thinks about it. When he gets to guest conference
and Jay got this little scary spirit on them where they're like, yeah, me and my Jewish friends, man, shut the hell up, man. These guys ain't your friends. They're your sworn enemies.
Practice,
because he feels like he's being attacked by it, right? And just looking at it from the outside looking in. But I just want to read the next line of his statement. He said, I initially reacted out of emotion of being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's what I said from the beginning, right? Like, I don't see Kyrie Irving as anti-Semitic. I see him exploring what is black heritage. In a completely other thought, right? There is a feeling, and I'm not saying it warrants like promoting that kind of stuff, but there is a feeling within the black community that for a very, very long time, there have been a lot of stereotypes and depictions of black people that have been rewarded and applauded in our society, that have gotten reposted, have gotten talked about, that people didn't need to provide that context. I'm not saying it warrants Kyrie to people.
You see how very careful they got to be with their words. I'm not saying this means this, like, and they're scary, you know.
Still disturbed, and not saying that makes this right at all.
But you have this, like Kyrie saying, "Hey."
Well, I'm not saying that it's the same thing, but I'm just saying like it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction.
Only go off, black heritage and all. I don't think Kyrie ever
understand that something like that is.
You guys can watch this. One of them is
by posting a link to a movie based on a book. Movie came out in 2018.
Real quick. This is 2 Maccabees 6:1. It says, not long after this, the king sent an old man to Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High. All right? That's what they were trying to do. Get us to get away from our heritage. Not to live after the laws. Verse 2, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defenders of strangers, as they did desire that dwelled in that place. The coming of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and revelings by Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women when the circuit of the holy place, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbidded. Now, if you claim that you're the Jews, right, you're the original people, Esau, then you're telling me the Athenians, the Romans, the Greeks, or you're trying to say that you, because you claim to be them also, so you're trying to say that you attacked yourself? That's why it does not add up. If you watch our previous video where it says your curse, the second part, where it says your curse is your clue, there's a full breakdown on starting from Alexander the Great, on tracking down the lineage of this man. And you're going to see, even Alexander, it leads right to Amalek, which is the son of, which is the grandson of Esau. Continuing, verse 5, the altar also was filled with profane things, which was not lawful or forbidden. Verse 6, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. This is what the heathens did. And it's the same thing going on right now. They do not like when you claim your true heritage because they know that they have stolen our identity.
2015. It appeared strongly that Kyrie was endorsing and promoting said movie and book.
Right.
And the movie is based on the book that Rolling Stone calls venomously anti-Semitic. Okay. Venomously. And cites, Rolling Stone does, statements within the movie that, quote, many famous high-ranking Jews have admitted to worshiping Satan or Lucifer. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's where we start. And another description of the film on Amazon that Kyrie linked to says that the movie uncovers the true identity of the children of Israel by proving the true ethnicity of Abraham, Jacob, many others. Find out what Islam, Judaism, and Christianity have covered up for centuries in regards to the true biblical identity of the so-called Negro in this movie packed with tons of research. Okay.
Yo, he's so slow that even when you're promoting this on your show, Undisputed, that is still promoting it. You guys are now promoting it. You guys are promoting it way more than Kyrie himself. You actually read the description of so-called Negroes, and which is beautiful because ultimately, where does promotion come from? Right? Psalm 75:6. For promotion cometh neither from the west. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. Verse 7. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. You understand? He putteth down one and setteth up another. Your kingdom is on a decline. It's the Lord that does the promotion. Now he's rising the children of Israel up. Even on these platforms, the truth has infiltrated these dark, shady areas that has been without light for so long. The Lord's light is shining throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what's going on. You know?
He's free again to believe all of the above.
Right.
Maybe there's some truth in that,
Hey, look.
but I don't.
Maybe there's some truth in that. You know there's truth in that. Or maybe there's some truth in that. How you gonna mention maybe there's some truth in that and then nobody's gonna be like, so then if there's some truth in that, what the hell were you guys doing all this time? Claiming to be these people.
I don't know of it. Right. I'm just saying I
didn't see the movie and I haven't read the book.
Okay. I got you. Neither have I. I'm reciting what I'm reading.
Probably Kyrie hasn't either, but okay.
No, he's a damn coon.
Probably right about that. But the problem is, this is going to offend so many people, especially the Jewish people.
Shalom to
the worst
and shout out to the brother from GMS,
Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots,
the brother from GMS in Rome, Lions on Fire, putting this together.
Yesterday, sponsored an ad that ran in NFL games, stand up to Jewish hate, probably ignited to some extent by Kanye. Now, Kyrie didn't go completely Kanye as in speaking out against Jewish people.
Right.
It didn't come straight from Kyrie's mouth.
Right.
But I had to wonder, was Kyrie standing up, backing up Kanye? Was there something operating under the surface here? I don't know, but I just throw it out. I don't know. So for Kyrie, once again, it's worst. It's not just wrong place, wrong time. It's worst place, worst time. And disinformation. That's from your owner. Mm-hmm. And
look how he call him, your owner, because you guys are nothing but slaves. That's in these Hollywood, in these industries. You're nothing but slaves, nothing but a human resource.
ESPN's Nick Friedel went at it back and forth in the media session. They're going back and forth. Can't have this old expense of everything.
Giving up your NBA.
Yeah, listen to this guy next.
Everything else.
Well, look.
This guy next is doing heavy promotion.
I would say this to Kyrie. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is your refusal to apologize worth giving up your NBA career? Because I fear, and I say fear because I really believe, regardless of how you feel about Kyrie's beliefs, I don't think anybody in this pluralistic society we have, where we're going to have differing views, competing views, and opposing views, that anyone should be suspended or fired for their beliefs, as long as they're not promoting violence and against another group of people, which Kyrie isn't doing. So I hope this isn't the case, but I fear that his refusal to apologize could cost him his NBA career. Not this year. I think he'll play this year. But next year when he's a free agent, like I think, Nick, we agree, Kyrie would be essentially untradeable at this point.
Oh, he was untradeable this summer.
Right. So I think when he's a free agent, if this is the atmosphere that it stays this way, he doesn't change his stance and doesn't miraculously lead the Nets to the finals or whatever, then I think this could very well be the last season of his career, which obviously would be unfortunate. I'd hate to see it. I hope that's not the case. But I say to Kyrie, look, no one's asking Kyrie to apologize for saying his belief is that African Americans are the biblical Jews.
Yeah.
He's saying, when I know who I am, he's saying he believes he's Semitic.
Right.
Okay? And that
you see the promotion that they're doing?
The Jews in America, the European ones, are Europeans and not Semitic. That's what he's saying.
Psalms chapter 2.
Which he never said that. He just posted it. But you're saying that because you understand that that's the truth. You know? If there was any more, man, we seen Shaq being a damn coon. Let's finish it off, man. Just James 1 and 17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning, right? So the Father of lights brings down these gifts. And if there's a Father of lights, then that shows you that the Son is two different entities. You know? Let's look at this.
The bank. Next day, no bank.
Black history.
Kanye West out here, he's like, Jews run the bank. Next day, no bank. You go, all right. All right, very subtle, Jewish friends. He goes, Jews run the media. They run social media. Next day, no social media. You go, I'm Jewish. I'm like, guys, stop. Stop it. Figure out a different way to handle this shit. You're not helping with the conspiracies here.
Exactly. Proving what? That you guys are in the red media that control everything,
Black history. According to
the Jewish community gets to define what is anti-Semitic, what is offensive to them. They get to do that. In his world, he's saying no, that's not true, because y'all ain't the real ones, we are. But then doesn't want to back it up when people are challenging him on it.
But then now it comes to the point where you realize these guys, or Kyrie, for example, is not capable of being responsible enough to make decisions coincide with the GM far as an organization build out, right? So then now you have to now be more of a disciplinarian and say, hey, well, this is how it's going to be, guys. We're not tolerating this. We're not tolerating that.
Where is that same attention and energy for the platform that is promoting it and profiting off of it? I don't hear any of that talk around Jeff Bezos and Amazon. I don't hear anybody talking about that.
This one probably bothers me the most. The lack of consequence here. And not just that, the lack of accountability. The part about don't dehumanize me. We're talking about a film with anti-Semitic tropes. Now, there's been a lot of marginalized people in our country, across the world, okay? The Jewish people have been marginalized for hundreds and hundreds of years. Don't dehumanize me.
Don't dehumanize me.
When I was a child, I met people that were different than me on a basketball court. Not necessarily in my synagogue or even in my Jewish school, but on a basketball court. And so the fact that this ball is tearing people apart right now, it not only makes me mad, but makes me scared. And not scared for myself, but actually scared for my own children.
Why is the material in this book
the ball tearing people apart, but you make millions and millions of dollars.
So just here in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles City Council passed 2 days ago the definition of anti-Semitism according to the IHRA, which is the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. And in that definition, it says that a perception of hatred to the Jewish community is the definition of anti-Semitism. When, as Rich Eisen said on his podcast the other day, Kyrie, you're dehumanizing me, but that changes when we humanize each other. I read your story in the New York Post, I believe, last year, about you being Jewish and African American. Wow, you need to tell that story. You need to get us together.
We really appreciate your time.
And thank you for bringing Faith onto the air, in which is a sports channel, but this country needs this healing at this moment.
Thank you so much.
More
we here with our,
you know, that's what they do.
We here with our Jewish brother.
Come in your neighborhood and still.
But we the real Jews, man.
Can't cancel Kanye, yo.
Gang.
When I was a child, I met people that were.
Let's see what Shaq and Charles Barkley said.
We have a Supreme Court created by backwards thinking Republicans, stripping us of our rights to make medical decisions.
That exchange with Nick Friedel the other night after the game, and look, if he keeps making a big thing out of the word promotion, that is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? He's got 17 million.
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter, and when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, I know that is done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, don't matter where you're from. I could say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, say bon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. If you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, answer for what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Chuck.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended.
I think he should be suspended.
I think Adam should have.
They suspended him already.
Ni hao, say bon is done. I stand for equality of all people. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done.
You got to answer for this idiot. You can watch that video, just search it. But it just shows you that they're going to use people on the platforms, to also demonize them in order to what? Silence the truth. Right? I'm going to go to First Maccabees 1:11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. And this is kind of like what's going on, because this is truth. Oh, I identify, I could say shalom, salam alaikum, this is how I was raised. No, this is exactly why we're in the very predicament that we are in now. Because we failed to follow law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right? verse 12. So this device pleased them well, right? Then certain of the people were so forward wherein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. And that's what you see going on in today's society now. 2/3 of our people going to go after the ordinance of the heathen. They fell and they don't want to return back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And the Lord is going to bring that destruction upon them for that, you know. This is 1 Kings 19:18. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed to Baal, every mouth which have not kissed him. And that's the men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord, started with the apostles of Great Millstone, and every brother that comes in the sincere teachings of the apostles of Great Millstones through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua are the men that have not bowed down to Baal. Because we really like that. We really go out there and sacrifice and put our life on the line. We really ready to be pilgrims and leave everything behind when it's go time. Brothers, it's not attached to this world. We're not inclined to this world. We know that this world is temporary and it's going to be gone. You understand? Now I'll leave it off with Micaiah 2. I'll start at 1 and jump down real quick. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power. It is in the power of their hands. Verse 2, they covet fields. They take them by violence. Who does that? Who funded the cargo slave ships? Was it not the reddish people? Right? Don't they own different plantations and different jails? Don't they own the red media that promotes a numerous amount of violence on the so-called black community and Hispanic community? Right? It says, and take them by violence, the houses, they take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This is, we getting oppressed for our heritage. You can't talk about your heritage. Meanwhile, you sit there every day and you calling those Islamic people terrorists. You anti-Islam yourself. Oh, terrorists. I'm terrorists. ISIS, terrorists. You could talk about how bad they're treating you and what they're doing so much, but nobody can have a documentary talking about the history of you damn devils. Verse 3, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against this family do I devise the evil, and from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go halting, for the time is evil. So the Lord is going to devise that against you. Verse 8, as of late my people is risen up as an enemy. And you've seen that through the words of Charles Barkley and Shaq. They just want to be enemies to the Lord. Ye pull off the robe with a garment, and from that press ye securely as men averse from war. I'm going to jump to 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And that's why brothers do not put their spirit into this world. We know that it's temporary. We know that this place is going to get hit with ICBM missiles by way of thermonuclear war, right? The wars is kicking up. Don't let none of this distract you. But in the meantime, those that are newly seeing this, maybe you have never seen it, or maybe you have seen it, but you never got in depth into it. Yes, we are the children of Israel. Yes, that is our history. And this, the Lord is going to use these guys on their platforms in order to what? Bring light to you. Lord willing, this was edifying. With that being said, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakadash, the barns, the apostles, the great millstone who were well. Special salutations to the hope for your leg by Yahweh, the house of David, and to the confusion that faces scattered across the four corners of the globe. Shalom.